I'm gonna try this again. Good evening. I'm gonna tell what it is. Um, I really, 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 really want to just get this message out and not strain what is left of my voice. Um, I really just want to give my throat or my voice some rest. However, I do want to record or relay this message because it's been sitting with me for the last 2 days. Technically, today would make 3 days because it's 4:12 now. However, I started this video at 4:11 and stopped and started it again. Um, because of distraction. So be very mindful and understand your distractions, right? Not all distractions are bad distractions. Some distractions are necessary, and I wouldn't even say they're distractions. I would say they're somewhat delays, or not even delays. It's like a pause button or a slow down or a slow motion button. Take them for what they are. It's just like when you think about the little game Mario Kart and they throw the little thing, I don't know what it is, and make you go in slow motion. Those are blips, right? Excuse me. Those are little blips in your time and your decision making process or processing of your psyche or whatever it is that you are experiencing, right? So when you have those moments, sit with them so that you can truly process out the thought, the feeling, the emotion, the expression, whatever it is that is being downloaded or processed or perceived or received within your energetic auric field, right? Now, this message, I'm already 2 minutes and 33 seconds in, and I haven't even introduced the topic of this message. However, what I just said was prevalent and pertinent to it as well. And it will make more sense as I get into it. So, welcome back to my spiritual healing journey, Lotus Evolutions 369. My name is Cynthia, and I like to go by Lotus. Okay? Um, I picked the lotus flower because you get it out the mud, right? And I feel like I got it out the mud, right? Like I dug deep to figure out and find out who I am, right? And to respect it and to honor it and to own it and to really, truly, honestly just embrace all of me and the process of maturing and growing up, right? Like really honoring every aspect of part of me and learning that part of me all over again with like attention to detail and tenacity and motivation and drive, right? Like I've been through a lot in my life and I'm only 39. I'll be 40 this year. So it's like, it's massive the amount of things that I have explored during that time, right? Or within those years. And so I've been on this spiritual healing journey for a while now. And every time I have an epiphany or I grow or I evolve or I change or I come into an understanding of something, I've been recording it, right? To share. And I share with hopes that there's someone else out here that understands what I am going through and is able to receive the message that I relay when I make my videos, right? So this message is called the church, right? And I really want to take my time with this message because I really just feel like it's important that the weight of this message is felt how it should be felt. Okay. Now, I call this message the church because it symbolizes and recalls to me my memory of what I learned was the church, right? And um, what I have grown to understand is that there are multiple meanings to specific words, okay? There are literal meanings, and then there are like metaphorical meanings to the words that are used in the English language. And then there are words that um, can be used, it's like double entendre. And then you have the way that you describe things, excuse me, or express things. Um, it can be a play on words, right? Like in propaganda and satire and things of that nature, right? Play on words. A sweater, pseudonym. Thank you. Um, and I, anyway, I digress. I have been sitting with this mattress for a while because I was like, why do we look at the church the way that we look at the church? And why do we not understand the sincerity of the church and the importance and the symbolism of the church, right? And then I had to think about like, well, do people understand what the church actually is or what's being referred to when they say the church, right? So I in my own growth, in my own journey, in my own studies, I've learned that the kingdom of heaven is with inside of you, right? The scripture says, in my father's house there are many homes, right? And it's a double entendre and play on words in a sense, and a metaphor in a sense of the fact that literally in my father's house there are many homes. Mentally, in my father's house, there are many homes because there are many perspectives, vantage points, and views. There are many conscious, aware, alert, light beings or thoughts. Because a thought is a spark of energy, right? So in my father's house, there are multiple thoughts that have been given the ability and the process to be able to be fired off and ignited into dreams or ignited into seeds, right, that actually bear fruit. And we, as light beings, being birthed here on earth, have been birthed into the soil to, like, we've been put in the mud, right? Because, like, they say get it out the mud. Earth is dirt, it's ground, right? It's darkness, it's murky, it's muddy, it's it's crustaceans, it's water, it's murky. Like it's earth. And I know those words seem or sound like negative or dark, yet it's not. It's just like the shadow, the grit, the grime, the grunt of just being planted in soil, right? It's like um it's like a seed being planted in the ground in the earth, right? And as you're being planted, when you first land, like when you first land here on earth, when you first born, your energy is so vibrant. It's so bright, right? And you chose to come here to grow, to learn, to evolve, to reflect on oneself. Earth is like darkness. Like it's not a negative place, like I say. It's not dark. It's not a negative place. It's like it's a vibrational frequency that you have to drop down to reside upon. And I know it sounds heavy, yet earth is like a stone, right? A rock, the rock on which we stand, right? The rock on which we are built upon. Earth is our foundation. So if our foundation is weak, our foundation and our core will be weak, right? Our core on which we stand on will be weak. It won't be significant or strong, right? And the core of yourself is the rock on which you are built. It's your heart center, right? It's what drives you from the pure essence of yourself, the understanding of yourself and the feeling of yourself in your personal energy inside of your body, your temple, your church. And like I'm learning that we go through cycles of how we understand and protect and explore our temple, our church, right? And I'm going somewhere with this, y'all, I promise. It's so many levels to this, and it's so many levels to this word. I just want to dig into it in the way that I need to relate, right? If your body is a temple is a sacred place. A temple is a housing, I'll say that. A casing, a housing, an embodiment. It is a adornment, right, of your spirit. Because we are spiritual beings, we're light beings, right? So the way that you nurture and take care of your body, excuse me, your temple, the way you love on your body, the way you treat your body, how if you, I don't know you, because my mom would say the way you scar your skin when you get tattoos. However, certain tattoos are tribal tattoos. They're representative of that person's heritage, right? And then some persons use their bodies as canvases, which is also a derivative of their expression of self in terms of their artistic connection to that of their ancestors. Their ancestors may have been artists or artiste, right? So they've enveloped or acquired or gained that derivative of themselves from that lineage of themselves, and they embraced it in a way where they adorned their body, right, with that emblem, item, symbol, right, and what that symbol represented to them. And my mom always used to say, never get a tattoo because you're harming or hurting your temple. And then it's like you think about it, it's pain, right? When we scar or mark our bodies, it is pain that we endure in the process to do it. That pain, because some people they enjoy that feeling of being tattooed or pierced, right? It allows them to feel things in a different way, right? To feel in their body something different that is of their own doing, like with permission of their own doing. It's like what is that? Chastisement I'm hearing. It's like a form of, I want to say, punishment. And I'm hearing let the punishment fit the crime. However, at the same time, it's not, right? It's punishment in the sense that it is an entrapment towards your mind to think that it is a punishment to adorn your body, right? you bless your body through the actions that you take towards your body and the actions that you allow your body to be performed on or with or against. Now, at the same time, we also abuse our body and we abuse ourselves, our physical being, in a sense of, excuse me, wanting to explore or go deeper within ourselves to acquire a feeling to or acquire a certain space or obtain a certain place within our being. It's almost like encasing a portion of yourself within yourself that you no longer that you just want to hold on to, right? So you chase after a high, as we would call it, or you chase after a feeling, an emotion that's going to trigger that initial feeling of self, right? That's going to bring you back to a point within yourself where you felt alive or real, or you just felt, just in your own energy, right? So we as human beings are naturally addicted to um what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, here it is. Contrite. We are naturally addicted to, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm I'm hearing contrite. Okay, so cancel it and reroute it in the way that I can explain it or express it in a beneficial, positive way. We as human beings have an innate, uh, we have an innate desire to belong and an innate desire to be consumed. Thank you. I was, woo, that to be consumed within ourselves, right? Dang, it took me a minute to get that, y'all. What? So it's like we want to compartmentalize certain parts or aspects of ourselves to retain or consume or contain, thank you, a part or a portion of ourselves that we don't or we would like to hold on to, right? I'm really, really working to express this with the correct words because I really feel like, it's just like I just I feel in my energy stagnancy, right? And I feel in my energy, um, like I'm hearing. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel hurt. Well, I do feel hurt. I don't feel ashamed to the degree in which I used to, in terms of, like, in fact, I don't feel ashamed of myself at all. And honestly, like, I love who I am. Really, like, really and truly, I do. Like, I really love who I am. And I really, really love what I do. What I really, mm, I'm really working to say this the correct way. What I am working on is the acceptance of myself completely through the eyes of others for the sake of, um, it's like ridicule, right? Christ, Jesus Christ Himself, the Lord, went through, like, He tested His spirit, right? He tested the spirit within His body by allowing certain spirits to come upon Him or within Him, or come or enter His temple, right? Or the spirits that He attained throughout his progression through his matriculation of life, right? He was tested in his spirit by his emotions, right? And our emotions are, in fact, spirits that we invoke within ourselves, or we allow to be invoked within ourselves, or released from within ourselves, or tapped into, or that we have come into union or unison with when we were growing and developing and being nurtured in our mother's wombs, all the way through our childhood, our youth development, adolescence, and teen and young adult selves, right? And our now adult selves. We go through cycles and stages in our lives. And as we go through cycles and stages in our lives, our body, our temple, feels it differently by way of how we move, and by way of our actions, and by way of our behaviors, and how we physically play those emotions out. And a lot of times I've learned that many people act out their emotions without thinking about their emotions or their feelings. And um, it's like when they do that, they don't understand the repercussions that it causes for not only themselves, however, the other persons that are around them or involved too. And it's not necessarily a bad thing either, because everything that happens for a reason. Everything that happens for a reason. It was preordained or preordained, or designed to happen as such. Like when you really think about the Matrix, the movie The Matrix is a perfect example of what happens to us, right? And how we perceive the world, right? So this evening, right? Well, last night on the 11th, um, I went to the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra because I'm from Baltimore, and I enjoyed it. And we went to go see the movie Encanto. Now, I'll give some backstory on this movie, because Encanto was very significant to me the first time I watched it, because it just reminded me of my story growing up, right? It was like watching myself on screen, or watching my or bits or pieces of my life be played out on screen through different characters, right? And through different just situations and scenarios. And this evening, with the the playing of the orchestra, the music, it put the perspective in which the movie truly should have been felt, at least for me. It brought it into perspective in such a way where I was able to heal some parts of me. I cried. Right? Crying is healing. So let me say that. I'm going to say that again. Crying is healing. Do not be afraid to cry. Crying is you allowing your soul, your inner child, a space to heal. It's it's giving yourself permission to release and let go of things that no longer serve you. And we hold these things in our body, because I said our temple, right? Our church. We hold these things within our church of ourselves, right? Our temple. We hold it within ourselves in the sense that it shows up by way of tension, and and by way of, like, your muscular, build, or by way of action of your organs, right? Because we're talking about the body, right? Um, like, you have to know you. You have to sit down and explore you. and explore the different aspects and parts of yourself that make up your temple, that make up your church, that make up your body, your home, right? When you invite people into your space, you invite them into your energy. Therefore, inviting them into your energy is awakening a door or a portal or a room within your temple to that of a door or a room to the temple of that of another person. Your body is a church in the sense that it is a temple in which you are to take care of. So when you engage and interact with persons, places, or things, you allow your body to be open physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, or psychically, ethically, energetically, and it's another one, emotionally or empathetically. You allow yourself to open to explore and experience those things in the atmosphere, right? Or the things around you. Or explore the persons around you. That's how like you can say something funny and you both laugh. It's a resonant vibrational frequency that is experienced within your body by way of your thought process and the way that you think and the way that you feel, how you've organized your energy or organized your home in such a way, right? Now, your church, your temple, what you build it on is how you believe in yourself, how you trust in yourself, your morals, your values, your beliefs, your knowledge of yourself, right? Your understanding and the capacity in which you consume, right? Because we consume a lot of information, right? And you have to have a way to store that information within you, right? So when you mature, as you mature, you have to level up to open up more space within you, which means you have to explore different avenues or different parts of you, different things or different behaviors or people or places or things. You just have to explore differently to open up your temple to new horizons, new things, to open up your temple, your church to new horizons, new things. Now, I'm going to shift and pivot this conversation to temple in the sense of a symbol and a place, and the sense of the church physical place itself, the churches that we go to, that we venture out to fellowship in with other people or beings, right? These particular churches were developed and designed as healing houses. I'm going to say that again. Churches were designed as healing houses, meaning if you were consumed by an energy or energies or spirits or emotions that you were, and as lack of a better term, not in control of, or needed help mastering, or needed help releasing or removing, you went to the church house, the healing house, right? You went to the healing house to be together with that of spirit, right? Natural spirit. Now, the significance in this, and I'm not talking about these newer churches, I'm talking about like the really ancient old churches that have like the architecture of geometry within its architecture, like within its shaping, within its building, within its actual architecture, like its structuring of itself, right? These buildings were built not only, I wouldn't necessarily say sacred land, they were built, well, they were built to house or hold a specific frequency while inside because of how it was structured or put together. Therefore, when you went inside of that environment or inside of that frequency, or if you basically if you went inside that environment and you made a noise, it would resonate at that frequency to react or um, reiterate or reverberate off of you, your energy, to help bounce the stagnant energy that was within you or within you out of you. And people fellowshipped in a way where they came together to bounce the energies around, right? To help each other reverberate higher, right? To release what doesn't serve them, but bounce, cancel but, however, bounce or reverberate or, it's another word, vibrate their frequency, right? Vibrate their frequency off of themselves onto another and vice versa, right? The healing house was designed to help you cast off or out energy, to help you balance your energy throughout that of you and other like beings or like persons who are also in need of healing of some kind. Okay? So when you go into a church is supposed to be a sanctified, holy place or space where you are supposed to be allowed to be free, right? To cast away your cares and let your guard down, right? To not be in judgment of self, which is why it says, come as you are, right? Cast off, it cast off. I really had to study. Um, Cast off the energy, cast off the cloaking, cast off the mask, cast off the spells, right? The hexes, the beliefs, the projections, the knowledge that no longer or really does not belong or serve us, right? And as I'm casting it off, I am releasing what no longer serves me so that whoever needs it, that energy that they may need, I like that's the overflow energy, right? Because to cast off means to move away from, right? When you cast, when you cast, you're casting, you're throwing it away, right? You cast off, right? To cast off is to give away freely of your energy, right? To receive the energy that you, or the message, or the vibrational frequency, or the healing that you need, right? Because we learn lessons through our relationship and communication with different people. And those lessons are the storehouse, or build the storehouse to become the storehouse, or rather the information in which your church is built on, right? Because you are the church. The church is you. You are the temple that houses the church. You are the energy. You are the collective being. You are the collective conscious being that that oh, this is a beautiful. You're a collective conscious being that holds energy, right? That holds space for others, right? Now, when you go into a church house, right, that those walls hold all of the energy of all the persons who have ever came before you. It holds all of their hurts, all of their pains, all of their trials, all of their tribulations. It holds all of their thing. They're just, I guess you might would say their negative energy, right? It holds it all. And a true, a true healer, a person that's seeking healing will understand and know that those things that were cast off or cast away were only cast away because the knowledge was gained, right? The importance of the lesson was gained, right? Now, I'm jumping back around to the um, movie Encanto, right? Their home, their casita, their casita. The casita was their sacred place, right? And within the casita, each person had an individual room that they could go to that was theirs, that was specifically theirs. And then they had communal space within that home that they shared amongst themselves and with each other, yet they were not free, right? They were versions of themselves that they chose to be accepted or to feel accepted within the church of the home, right? And I'm jumping all over the place. This is like, why is this happening? Um, the church is supposed to be a safe haven, right? The church should be a safe haven. It was designed, it should be designed to be a safe haven for you to speak freely to your ancestors, to your spirit guides, right? They say speaking in tongues is a sin, is not real, and is witchcraft, and it's wizardry, and speaking in tongues is made up, and no, speaking in a tongue is you finally releasing and being free to speak in your true language, right? Your native home language, the language in which you derived from spiritually, right? We all come from a special place, space, a time, right? Excuse me, in time, in divinity, right? In the collective church of source. Oh, I really just wish and hope and pray. In fact, I trust and I believe. I trust and I believe that this message will be received wholeheartedly. That someone understands the significance of self, the significance, I'm sorry, cancel, the significance of self and the church, the temple, the home that you were created to be or have, right? Some people would say, oh, the church is just a building, the church is just a place. You go to fellowship. Fellowshipping in a church is coming together in communion with other spirits. Now, what I've learned is, as they say, there are devils in church. That is hilarious. Devils in church, that terminology is so hilarious. There are people who do not want or do not wish to explore the rooms within their temples or their churches or their houses, right? And because they choose not to explore, they 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 develop a perspective in which they view or see the world, right? And how they also view and see others. And their church, for lack of a better term, because I'm hesitant to say it, their church becomes a stagnant, stale place. Their temple becomes a stagnant, stale place, right? And it locks them out of the kingdom of heaven, right? It locks them out of connection and relationship to the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, right? The divine ghost, the divine spirit, the divine etheric, energetic, just great divine, like just the God of everything, the God and God of gods, right? The God and gods of gods. I'm gonna say that again. The God and God of gods, right? That divine light, that divine energy, that divine spark that is in everything, right? My hair is into my face. It's like, I keep yawning. A release of energy. It's like coming to be at home in yourself, right? Church is in you and it's in everything and all things around you. It's that safe space in you. We all should have one, right? We all have a safe space in us, our hearts, right? All of us should have a safe space in our heart. All of us should understand and thrive in, I wouldn't say embellish. I'm hearing embellish. However, I wouldn't say embellish your temple. However, I would definitely say embrace your temple, adorn your temple, adorn your safe space, right? Adorn your body, right? In a way that honors you, that honors the God and God and gods of all things, right? like, like you have to. I just feel like I'm all over the place with this message. You have to learn how to see, feel, and know, just understand you. You have to know how to feel you. Embrace all of you. And embracing all of you is embracing others. It's embracing everything, everyone. We are the church, the collective, the entire human population of beings that reside on this planet. We are the church. And we operate in different facets. We operate in different cultures. We operate in different societies and different norms and different realms and different spaces and places and different rooms. We are the collective consciousness of self, of source, of divinity. And because we are the collective conscious, we are the church. We make up the church. We make up the body. of everything. We embody everything. We are embodied. We are engulfed in the cosmic divine. We are the church. We are the makeup, the genetic makeup, the genetic foundation of just everything, right? Everything that's important, everything that matters, everything that brings light and love and positive energy into this realm, into this place, this space, this dimension, this plane that we all live on, right? This is just, when you get to where I am and your growth and your knowledge and your understanding of yourself, when you get to where I am and you start to evaluate the church, the physical church, right? The place that we go to, and then the societal church, the thought that we have of it and the expectation and the norm or whatever the case may be. When you start to really get to see it where I see it or where I see it from, like my perspective, you begin to like absorb it differently, right? You ingest it differently. You take it in a sense, or rather I've taken it in a sense or in a way where I I embraced it all unconditionally. I've had my moments where I've passed judgment on myself or my behaviors or the people around me. I've had my moments where I've questioned myself or questioned the people around me or questioned my energy. I've had my moments where I felt, you know, unsure, uncertain, or insane, or just um delusional or just apprehensive. I've had cancel head. I've had my moments where I felt defeated or I felt just lost or confused or just magnanimous. I've had my moments where I felt ecstatic and etheric and ethereal, right? Just exotic pure bliss, right? I've had those moments. I've experienced those feelings, right? I've housed them within my temple, within my body, within the collective consciousness and the collectiveness of the church, the Christ, within the Christ, within the Christ. All right, the Christ within the crisis. Bro, I just I really hope. I don't even want to say hope. I want to say wish. I really wish that people would understand, right? However, I feel like in saying wish, it's something about it, and it's like, and I just heard your wish would be my command, right? It's like I really just wish people understood each other to just be themselves and not um attempt to be anything other than that. Like attempt to be others. Like just be yourself. Like the church was designed for you to feel comfortable within yourself. You are the church. You are the temple. You are the body of of Christ. You are the body of yourself. You are All right, I like to say it like this. Christ is my brother. Like my brother, like you how they say my brother and sister in Christ. That's recognizing Jesus as the man, right? That's recognizing, I don't know why I did that. That's recognizing that that that, that you are now on that plane. That you have matured to that plane of divinity, that you have grown to the mastery of yourself, right? Jesus was crucified, excuse me, for the mastery of himself. Excuse me. I refuse. I refuse to swallow spit like snap. Nothing. Sorry. Jesus was crucified for the mastery of himself. For him understanding that the church, the kingdom of heaven, was inside of him. It's inside of you. And your relationship with source, your relationship with yourself is your relationship with the God-like energy or the God source within you, right? The God in you. Like I'm hearing that song, Mary, Mary. It's the God in me. It's the God in me. The God in me. The recognition of the fact that you yourself are a God energy, a God sourced energy, right? When you understand that you are a God sourced energy, you understand that your body is a temple of God sourced energy, of life, of love, of abundance, of peace, of prosperity. Your body is your temple, it is your church, it is your house, it is your casing, it is your envelopment, it is your it is your encompass, your encompass, your encompass, it is your capacity to hold space within yourself. It is your encasing, your encampment, thank you, your encampment of yourself, of God's source energy, of divine energy, right? So you have to take care of your body. When you don't take care of your body, you're basically saying, the hell with you, the hell with God, the hell with yourself, right? You're not loving you. And when you don't take care of your body, it means you don't take care of your energy. You don't take care of like how you thrive, how you grow, how you move, how you maneuver, how you manipulate, your energy, how you just your expression of self, right? Your church is a part of the collective church. And your church, your temple, your body houses greatness. You can be and you are the shift in the atmosphere wherever you are just by being you. And when you go into a church house, the building, the place, that is where you are free to be you, to release your God, like your divine energy. Shine bright. You are a star. Y'all, this message is really heavy for me. Like I I have these thoughts and I have these conversations, and I would rather like to have these conversations with people, with another person, as opposed to just recording myself and on a camera, right? I would love to just be in the connection of the vibrational frequency of people that are like-minded, like energy, like just vibe and just get it and understand, right? That just like feel me. I mean, feel me. Like to just feel me, right? Like, oh my goodness. And genuinely feel me and not like think I'm crazy or treat me like or like be envious of me or like treat me like an outcast or as if, excuse me, or as if I was disturbed because my level of normalcy surpasses your understanding, right? Like my level of normalcy is how I've come to be comfortable with myself. Who are you to begrudge me that? I'm free to be me. As you should all be free to be you in your temple, to operate how you choose to operate. Just understand and know that you how you operate also affects the collective consciousness of the church, the body, right? Your church. Yo, I need a detox. I'm breaking out. I feel it. Oh, I am 5626. I am going to leave this message here where it is. I just, I hope, I'm not going to say hope. I can't say it. I pray that whoever hears this video receive this video in such a way that it resonates for them how they need it to resonate for them. I took in the movie Encanto this evening with my friend and her daughter and my daughter as well. And I cried. I cried at this movie because this, it was, she built the house. Like, I cried at this movie because this movie was a reflection to me of a young girl who did not truly know her worth, yet she was operating in it the whole time, right? She loved her entire family unconditionally and just wanted them to be who they were supposed to be. However, they all had like projections. They all had projections of each other within themselves, right? It was a very reflective movie. They all have projections of themselves or projections of each other or assumptions of each other that they house within themselves about their counterparts, right? And not only did they house these projections or these assumptions of their counterparts or their 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 significant others or their their peers, I was saying their counterparts, their peers. Um, the dynamics of the relationships were very, very relevant in terms of how I have had experienced certain situations in my life. And I internalized those feelings and those behaviors and those mannerisms and those emotions and those ideations or those ideas of those persons. I housed it within my temple, within my body, right? And just watching that movie today allowed me to release in such a way, especially with the live orchestra playing the music and the way that they played the music, it just hit different. It made the story resonate deeper for me. in the sense that it touched very, very close to home because Mirabelle felt invisible to her family or felt insignificant to her family because she believed that she did not have a gift because when her grandmother went to uh, anoint her or bless her with a candle, her door did not ignite or her door did not emerge, right? However, with her door not emerging, it wasn't that her door was not there. Her door was always still there. It was always there, right? Her door existed in the realms in which she was unable to see. Meaning she had to go through the journey of exploring and understanding her worth, her greatness. She had to go through those relationships and go through those situations and go through the journey of discovering herself or seeking the core as to why the house was breaking down and understanding her relationship to the house, understanding her relationship to the core body of the collective house, the collective church, the collective temple, right? We are the body that creates the temple of Christ. We are the body. We are the body that connects to the soul, the true soul, the true essence of light source energy. So we are the body of Christ and we come from Christ and we have Christ consciousness and we are Christ aware. That means we are ourselves also gifted and divine right? We are righteous and divine right to have the same gifts and abilities that Jesus himself carried, right? And he acquired those through testing his spirit, to opening his spirit and his ears and his heart and his mind and his soul, his body to different things that helped him to stay in the ability to manifest and stay in the present moment of his power and stay in the awareness and the alertness and the consciousness of himself through his entire journey. He stayed connected to source. He stayed connected to where he came from, right? He stayed in connection to himself, his relationship to self, his relationship to God, the divine being, the creator of creators, the creator of creators that created, right? He stayed connected. And because he stayed connected and he chose to be pure and he chose to go through the trials and the tribulations and the journey of turmoil, and he chose to allow his body to be a living sacrifice. He sacrificed himself. He chose to allow his body to be a living sacrifice for that of the church, for that of the foundation of the church body, right? So that we ourselves as human beings, as light beings that now enter into this realm, this space in which we currently reside, that we may too also have that ability to tap into ourselves, to tap into our own gifts, to tap into who we are, who we once were, who we are becoming, like to tap into our lineage, our heritage, our foundational our foundational genetic line, our lineage, our heritage, right? Our essence of where we come from. Like, we are beautiful, beautiful beings, and we need to understand that as such. And we need to honor ourselves and honor our bodies as the temples that they are and the church houses that they are, because they are the church houses to our soul, The church houses to our spirit. The church house to our energy and energies. The church house to our emotions and our ideologies and growth process. The church house to our perspective of by way we see things, right? The church house to our portals, our doors, our gateways within ourselves and to ourselves, right? And if we don't take care of that space and we don't recognize the sanctity and the sincerity of ourselves, oh woe be to the man that cast off plenty, right? Because if you don't do the work and you don't take the time to explore yourself, to get to know you don't take the time to be patient. And baby, I'm learning. Excuse me. Patience is the ability to wait. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting for myself to make a move. I'm waiting for to listen. Right? I'm waiting to listen. I'm waiting and listening. I'm waiting to hear, to receive. And waiting is not a bad thing to do. Waiting and patience. Right? Patiently waiting. Patience is key. Patience is grace. Waiting in grace. Waiting and understanding that everything that's for you is gonna be for you. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. Okay. I know I was jumping all over listening to this message, and I do sincerely apologize if I seem as if I was rambling. I just needed to get this off of me to to prophesy my journey, and not just my journey, just prophesy my understanding, right? Like of my relationship with God's source energy, right? Um to just testify on just the process of growth. Opening your heart and trusting is not easy, right? Believing in oneself is not easy. We are severely encompassed and engrossed with doubt. We are, inundated with doubt all the time. It's always around us in everything we do, in people, places, things, in society, and what we watch in television. It's around us. We are inundated with it. We are constantly being exposed to doubtful energy, right? So to take that leap, you have to understand yourself and your body, your temple. You have to safeguard your body. You have to safeguard your temple. You have to protect your temple. Oh, my face is itching, y'all. I need to wash my face. I need to wash my hair because my hair is irritating my face. And I'm having some outbreaks. Nothing major. Just, excuse me, just the oil from my hair is irritating my face. Right? So I just like to pull my hair back. I just like the way my hair naturally falls though. Like I care not to really style it too much just yet because it's still young. Like my locks are still young. They're still growing. And so I need my roots to really be strong to endure. Ooh. I need my antennas to be strong so I wolf it out from time to time to extend the new growth just enough so that it's not so that it doesn't have a lot of tension on it, right? Oof. Oh, I was hearing something. Sorry. Um, I was hearing this noise. Like, what is that noise? I apologize. I'm gonna end this message because this was definitely a very long video, and I definitely was all over the place. I feel sometimes I just channel information, and sometimes I just tap into myself, and I just have to release or relay that message, you know. And I believe in sharing because we all have a journey that we're on, and sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need to be able to feel comfortable and safe and secure within ourselves to be able to ask for help outside of ourselves, right? To trust in other people, places, and things, and then to also know your worth so you know how to be confident within yourself to house the gifts that you yourself, your talent that you yourself possess and have, right? You have to take time with you. You have to start learning how to pour into yourselves, pour into your body, love on your body, massage your body, kiss your body, talk to your body, feed your body, protect your body, give your body the right energy, like nurture it. Nurture, like really, really nurture your body. Like love it for what it is and what the gift it brings you, right? So, with that being said, I am going to really end this message for real right now. Thank you for joining my spiritual healing journey, Lotus Evolutions 369. My name is Cynthia, aka Lotus, and this is me signing out. Peace, Ashe, I'm going to say with light and love and positive energy. I pray that you all always and forever be blessed with light and love and positive blissed. Be blissed, not be less blessed. Cancel that. Be blessed with light, love, and positive energy. Peace, Ashe, I'm going to say. Peace.